I kept going. Oh my gosh, I was talking for like 2 minutes and it wasn't recording, y'all. I'm kind of irritated, you feel me? It's okay, it's okay. I can do it again. This one for the people. Hello everybody, my name is Morgan and you are now watching Cultured Dorks. Anyway guys, today's video is going to be something very special for Black History Month because I'm blickety black. I'm black and I'm proud, say it loud. And I just so happen to also be black and nerdy, and I also just so happen to be a black woman who is nerdy. So look at my surroundings and then look at me. You thought I was gonna pass up on this opportunity. So guys, today's video, we are going to get right into it. I'm gonna talk about 3 things that have to do with being either black owned, black influenced, or just black and nerdy. And of course, I couldn't do this by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, the black community is vast. So I had to do this video in collaboration with my best friend, Megan, over on Megan's View. She will have 3 of her top picks as well on this topic. So definitely check her out. Type it in on YouTube, go to Megan's View, and then you'll see her video over on her channel. And while you're there, go ahead and check out her other stuff too, because she talks a lot about just her daily routine, health, beauty. She got little look books, and she's also a huge Marvel head. So you'll also get your nerdy little gig, your nerdy little fix over there too. So let us jump into this video right now, and then afterwards go peep her video too. Let's just jump into my video. I have 3 picks and let's go. The OGs know the drill. Ignore the glare and everything going on this big old head of mine. Well, I want to start off with my very first encounter with seeing black people in anime. Anime is obviously close to my heart. Look at what is surrounding me. Anime and manga is my life. So I just wanted to talk about my very first encounter with seeing a black person in anime. Honestly, it's not a surprise because I talk about this show all the time. And I've honestly been in school where we had to write about specific, like, oh, who's somebody black that inspires you? And I remember in middle school, I wrote an entire paper on this person that I'm going to mention from this specific show that I always talk about. It's Bleach. So I know Bleach gets a lot of hate. Yeah, a lot of people do have beef with Bleach, but one thing you can't knock Bleach for is their diversity. You know what I'm saying? So of course they're all in Japan and all that stuff, but I definitely, when I seen my girl Yuroichi, and I might be saying it wrong, but she knows who she is. When I tell y'all, when I seen her, when I laid eyes on that woman, I said, is this Cartoon Network? Because I've never seen black people on the screen before whilst I'm watching anime, which I first watched anime through Toonami. Yeah, I seen my very first black character on Bleach, and it was Yuroichi, and I was shook. Sis was bad, sis was bougie, and sis was powerful, because I was like, hold on, wait, I want to be a powerful black woman, and I didn't know who would represent me this good in an anime, and it was Yuroichi. Yuroichi is a good representation, and also they had kind of made toast. I said, hold on, the man came out with locks. I said, oh, he ready to scrap. The cast itself for Bleach is very diverse in my opinion. There were a multitude of black characters. How they looked, how they represented the black community and everything. They weren't just blatantly like, I'm black, because it is what it is. Like, they just acted like normal people in my opinion. They weren't those kind of characters that like had the humongous lips that were lightened just here. They didn't look like just caricatures of how blackface would normally just show them. It looked like they were just, and that sounds sad when I have to say, they just look like regular people. We're asking for the bare minimum. But I feel like Bleach escalated that a little bit too into making these characters really like fully diverse and have a storyline to them. Yuroichi has a whole entire storyline with her. and how she's royalty and all this other stuff as to who she was in her past. And we get that even as a side character, we got a vast majority of knowledge on her. I feel as if, like, even though she's a side character, a lot of the side characters that were Black, I felt as if they weren't just given like, oh, side character trying to help the main character out. We also got to know who these side characters were, which was amazing to me. Just all around amazing. I love Bleach. Bleach literally goes into detail about every little thing. You might hate it, you might love it. I know I love it. So Yoruichi, my #1 pick. Period. I couldn't do this video without talking about Yoruichi for Black History Month because she the baddest bitch in the game. Yoruichi had to step for y'all to even have a chance out here. I'm just playing. She probably is obviously definitely not the first Black character, but she was one of the first Black characters where I seen that didn't look just blatantly. Definitely Yoruichi is my #1 pick. She is my first Black person that I've seen on screen, and I was just so excited. Overall, just excited to see somebody that looked like me, kind of, because she had straight hair. But anyway, and she bad. She curvilicious, you know what I'm saying? And she was a cat majority of the time. So let us jump into the second one. So one thing about me, if you didn't know, I do love anime and manga, but I also love to read. I love books. I have 2 bookshelves. This is just my one. Actually, this is the second one that I've purchased. I love to read and I love to collect books. I am highly against e-reading, but if you e-read, I'm not going to judge you publicly. I'm not gonna shame you. I just want to say that I do love to read and I love a good book. Kind of how I got into reading and stuff too is that my mom wanted me to be well versed and also didn't want me to just sit on my butt all day watching TV. So I had to read a book, like 1 book a month, and I ended up really liking reading, and they turned into these fat books that I love to read today. So I'm going to talk about an author that is amazing and who is a Black woman, you know, because I love a Black woman to infinity. So this book is Bleeding Violet and Slice of Cherry, both made by the author Dia Reeves. Now Dia Reeves only has these 2 books, I think. If it's not these 2, then there is a 3rd one, but she did pass away. So rest in peace, Dia Reeves. An amazing author, and I just want to highlight these books. Yes, I'm going to just read a little bit about each book so then you get a feel for it, and I hope that maybe this can entice you to start your own reading journeys. So I will describe the books after I read just a little bit about what it is. I'm going to be reading first a little bit about what Bleeding Violet is all about. It says, love can be a dangerous thing. Hannah simply wants to be loved. With a head plagued by hallucinations, a medicine cabinet full of pills, and a closet stuffed with frilly violet dresses, Hannah's tired of being the outcast, the weird girl, the freak. So she runs away to Portero, Texas in search of a new home. But Portero is a stranger town than Hannah expects. As she tries to make a place for herself, she discovers dark secrets that would terrify any normal soul. Good thing for Hannah, she's far from normal. As this crazy girl meets an even crazier town, only 2 things are certain. Anything can happen and no one is safe. That is Bleeding Violet if you are interested. It is so good. I purchased this book in middle school, and it is like a YA, y'all. It is YA. I always love YA. I don't know why. YA or die. You know what I mean? So this was very good, very interesting. And like it says, it talks about this girl who's just always wearing violet. I love this book. It is a little bit of like a mystery, like you're trying to figure out what's going on, and like a little bit of a thriller. But again, it definitely has more YA, young adult, like that kind of moment in it. I don't know how to describe books too well, other than I know how to pick them for people. So if you like a little bit of mystery, thriller, crazy girl looking for her mom. Her mom's crazy. This town is crazy. Everything's crazy. And it does have a little bit of magical, it has a little bit of like a magical, mystical kind of moment going on in it. Now we are going to get into a slice of cherry. Also another thing that I used to use outside of just the book covers as freaking bookmarks. A receipt will go a long way. Okay. So yeah, that is my toxic trait, of just making anything into a bookmark. I can literally make almost anything that is papery and flat into a bookmark. So we're going to read a little bit about what Slice of Cherry is all about. Happiness is a bloody knife. Kit and Fancy Cordell are sisters of the best kind, best friends, best confidants, and best accomplices. The daughter of the infamous Bonesaw Killer, Kit and Fancy are used to feeling like outsiders, and that's just the way they like it. But in Portero, theme, where the weird and wild run rampant, the Cordell sisters are hardly the oddest or most dangerous creatures around. It's no surprise when Kit and Fancy start to give in to their deepest desires, the desire to kill. What starts as a fascination with slicing open and stitching up quickly spirals into a gratifying murder spree. Of course, the sisters aren't killing just anyone, only the people who truly deserve it. But the girls have learned from their father's mistakes and know that a shred of evidence could get them caught. So when Fancy stumbles upon a mysterious and invisible doorway to another world, she opens a door to endless possibilities. Slice of Cherry, y'all. Highly recommended. It is so good. Kind of like it says, it is about two sisters that come from a father that is a murderer. But kind of like I said with this one, they are in the same town, like I read. And the town is weird and strange and does have like a mystical kind of aspect to it. So they are still living in this house where their father was killing people, basically. And they are just like, oh my gosh, like, Dad, why would you do that? I want to do that too. So they start like just doing these crazy things to people, all kinds of stuff. They find out kind of what their dad used to do to people, and then also how their dad got caught at the end of the whole thing too. So just not to give too much away from this, I definitely think that this is a fantastic read. A Black author. I loved Things Fall Apart. I loved Beloved. Things like that. I loved it. But this kind of had the YA that I was looking for, that was quirky Black woman writing about quirky stuff happening in a weird town. This was something that I was looking for. I was like, dang, like I want to read something that's like quirky, weird, has mystery, a little bit of thriller, and also a little magical aspect to it. And Dia Reeves hit it on the spot. So this is Dia Reeves' Bleeding Violet and Slice of Cherry. Let us jump into the third and final one, and I think you guys are gonna like this. So the last thing I wanted to talk about on here, especially for Black History Month, was something that when I seen it, I thought it was amazing. So you might be familiar with this Black-owned animation company based in Japan, and it is called Dorks Shitoji. Dorks Shitajo. I'm gonna put the name right here. I'm gonna put the name somewhere, okay? But basically, this is an animation company that is Black owned, Black created, and highlights Black art all around with a anime kind of feel to it. They also combine that Japanese and Western feel as well. High quality animation, and it was founded in 2016, and it was founded by the twin brothers Arthel and Darnell Isom, I think, or Isom. I'm so sorry, like I am horrible at names. I should have just, I'm sorry. Forgive me, Father. I watched a little bit about how he came up with this idea of being somebody that watched anime and liked anime and then turned it into him pursuing a career in anime and wanting to really branch out and make something of just this passion that he had, which I felt like touched my heart, because this is why I made Culture Dorks. I love this stuff, and I could just also stay in the closet and just be weird, nerdy, and not talk about it at all anywhere else other than in the confines of my four walls. But to have a platform and to use it and utilize it to not only just say, oh, I'm nerdy, I want to talk about nerdy things, but I also am a Black woman and I want to talk about and express myself about this community as well as the nerdy community, and just combining those two things is amazing. And that is what these brothers have done. They are an animation company, like I said, based in Japan, and they have worked with amazing artists. I think one thing that everybody will know is that Weekend video that they did like a music video for The Weeknd, and it looked phenomenal. And I just really wanted to mention them because I love their story about how, or specifically Arthel, I seen an interview with him where he talks about how it just started off with him liking anime. He was like, why do I like this anime so much? He ended up really liking the background, just everything about the development process. He said that he pretty much liked. So he really liked background and the animation wise of it. And he ended up going and pursuing a career in it, and then was like, hey, like, I feel like representation matters. And to use his knowledge that he gained from other people and other like amazing artists, amazing producers, everything from another animation company, another anime company, he then turned it into what is the art Shitoji. I'll just put it up here. I'm so sorry, Arthel, if I'm like offending you. I don't know why it takes me so long to correct myself, but I just wanted to highlight your story because I feel like it's amazing. So, and it also is something that should be talked about more as to how, as Black people with this passion for nerdy things and nerdy culture and anime, reading, even for me personally, like I love to read, why are we just working for other people when we could make the platform for ourselves? Now it's hard, don't get me wrong, it's hard and it probably costs a lot of money to just have this platform now as Culture Dorks. I want to say thank you to all my POC, my Black people riding the Zion, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to say thank you for allowing me to have this platform to talk about the things that I like. Just like Arthel's talking about with him and his passions for anime, turning it into a animation studio. He's doing what he loves. I'm doing what I love too, getting to talk about all my passions in one freaking video. But that'll be it for me. I just wanted to talk about these 3 points with you. Like I said, this is a collaboration with my best friend freaking Megan. Go check out Megan's view if you want to go see her 3 top picks as well. So I am signing out. I love you guys. Happy Black History Month, you know what I'm saying? This is Morgan signing out from Culture Dorks. Peace.